Hold on. Hang on, I have a run going. There's something to this build. I think it can work. Maybe. It's not great, but it works. Hang on, the robot he's right over there. He's right behind the thing. I'll see, I've got the extra, so I can maybe that plus this. Hang on. I just have to slay the spire real quick. No, the thing, it's totally, it's right, I'm thinking about it. Oh, this isn't as good. 11, 6, and then we double, 38, and then boom. And then we're basically done. 88 damage. No, I'm just getting close to beating the heart with all three of the first three characters. So I've got a decent Super Mario Sunshine. That is not an RPG. Don't be deceived, Willow. Oh, this would suck. I get... no, all these suck. Let's release this. Get a lesser version of it. Oh, additional copy of a card. That's really good. I think we want that. Second Impervious would be nice if it was upgraded. What would be the thing to have? More metallicize? We've got a lot of body slams already, which is good. Impervious might be either Impervious or metallicize. Sunshine... is Sunshine fine? It's definitely... I'd say it is the least player-friendly of the 3D Marios. Out of all the 3D Marios, Sunshine is the least player-friendly. It is not player-friendly, no. We want more Entrench. That could get ridiculous, right? And we can get rid of a card. 30 block on demand is really good, but like if you've already got it paired with like a 15, then that's where Entrench really shines. Let's get rid of no, cancel that. Don't do that. Gotta heal my 1 HP here. The flood is fun. It is. It is. I'd say if you're gonna do your first ever 3D Mario, well, I mean Mario 64 is certainly a thing as well. All right, what do we got? Start with Shrug It Off. Gosh, okay, well, that's not happening. Defend. Entrench. Start picking away at these guys. Boom, you're gone. Stick Knight. There's Barricade. That's what we need. Jeez, they got through all my defenses. I need Barricade. Oh! I can make this... No, I can't quite make it work. I can get one... I can get this strike for free if I really wanted it, but I don't. We need this. And then I guess fire breathing for now, just for lack of anything better. That's gonna hurt. Yep, that's fine. Armaments. And that gets us to 30, which is not enough. Well, it's enough to kill that guy at least. Okay. You're gone. Sneaky Knight. Let me get some defense here. Okay, that's something. And then entrench to get that up to 54, and then body slam. Now we got it going. Now we have it going. We have the machine. The machine is powered. Blade is free. So. Oh, well. Okay, so now we have 100 block. 104. This is how we win. It's because now we can just double that. Let's see. Draw a card? No, it won't let us draw a card. And yes, entrench. Yeah, so this is going to be 36. I can tank the extra 18 to get Berserk up. So now we have 200 block. Now the machine comes to life. Blame barrier? Sure. Entrench for double block? Sure, now we have 322 block. I should have done this too. 331, and now body slam with that. Kill him. Now he revives. It's fine. Because we're just gonna one-shot it. See, we have to finish this run, and then we can start the development stuff. So I've beaten it with the second character and the third character, but not the first, and I haven't even managed anything on the fourth. Well, I guess I heal, even though I'm already at full. Draw 2 cards, put a card from your hand on top. Well, that's okay, actually. This is just okay. Act 4, yeah. So I found how to get past Act 3, because we got a victory on Act 3, but it's like, did you really win? And after you do that, with all 3 of the first characters, you unlock the ability to gain some optional treasures in Act 1. You have to get 3 of them, and each one requires you doing something that you wouldn't prefer. Foregoing your first campfire, taking on an extra hard mid-boss, and foregoing your first treasure from like a treasure chest, which sucks. If you do all those 3 things, then you get the red, green, and blue gemstone things. I don't know. More metallicized, but it's not metallicized plus. That's useless. That's probably not going to do much of anything. We can remove a card if we want to. Are any of these not doing anything for us? Infernal Blade is probably the thing that's doing the least for us. Actually, regular Defend is not doing any good. So let's get rid of that. This is silly. Gain 2 block and draw a card. Because it's effectively, if you pull this, you just get 2 free block and then a different card. So we may as well, since we're trying to build block fast. Higher, higher. Dude, but that was a very fun experiment. I enjoyed that. I enjoyed dipping into the memory map for SMB1 and being like, what funny things could you do? As soon as I saw the one for like background color, I was like, Duvu, let me edit the memory. Let me do dumb things. Okay. We can do something with this startup. Ghostly Armor, yes. Defend, yes. Entrench to double to 54. Great start. Honestly, stellar start. It is absolutely insane, but it worked. You gotta admit, it worked. All right, that was all of our block, huh? Wow, they got rid of all of our block, like exactly. Or, oh wait, no, I don't have the thing that lets me keep my block yet. We need that. We need to find that, even if we have to take some damage to get it. Okay, look for it. There it is. Hate that, because I will have to... Yeah, that's unfortunate. Let me play 10 attacks, gain an energy. If I do that, and then, does that count as 2 attacks? It might, but it might not. So I think we're just gonna have to live with it. Barricade to hold on. Turn around so that we take less damage from this guy and just tank 1 shot. But now we have barricade up. Now our life is easier if we can build back up quickly. There it is, there we go. Impervious. That's a lot. Metallicize is some. Now we need to turn around on this guy. I have to use the wimpy one just so we can turn around. 34. I'm not going to be able to tank it all. Oh, wait, but I got an extra thing. That's something, right? What do we get? Body slam. 30 damage. He's got 66 with the shield. Maybe this is the time. Double this. Boom. Okay, we're out of potions. But we have shield, so we're basically done. We win. Like, he can't do anything about it. We win. It's out of his hands. 45. 90. We have 90 block. And yet this deals 89 damage. Oh, because we have -1 strength. Okay, that's fine. Now we have 96 block. This is how we win. This is how we do it. Turn on 1, 2, 3. Yeah, 1. That upgrades body slam. Do more. War cry, why not? Boom. Get rid of that. I don't want that. Okay, there we go. Defend, and we win. 127 damage. What did we win? Prevent the first time you would lose HP. Oh, that's not nothing. And that's all we're taking, I think. No, maybe? This could barely be useful. It would have to really line up at the right time. Yeah, I forgot we had that sound. All right, here we go. Would really like to get our magic up front, but I don't see it coming. All right, Warcry. What do we get to keep? Let's save power through, I guess. Then one, yeah, that's fine. We take damage every time we play a card, which, believe it or not, kind of sucks. Kind of makes me want to not even bother with this. 9 damage is not going to be a drop in the bucket once we get things built up. Yeah, give me all that. Give me. All right, where is it? No luck yet. Gain 2 block, draw a card. Flame Barrier would be amazing on this one. Okay. Yeah, because he's gonna attack for 3 damage 12 times. So he's gonna take Thorns and Flame Barrier for each of those. Oh, Dubu! Thank you for those 35 months.
Button.
Thank you for that new button. So let's get rid of this. And yeah, just do this just to get the block, and then we're just gonna live with that. 33, that almost blocks the whole thing. He's gonna take a ton of damage from this, hilariously. He was taking 9 damage for each of those hits that he put on me. Ha! Okay, this is... Oh, that's a lot of damage. I don't know if we can do it. Oh, this is gonna really hurt. Please, I need it. No luck. All right, we can block a bit of this. One. And then I can entrench and entrench again. That's 37 block, but that does nothing for me if I can't keep it. There's Barricade. Just in time. Oh no. Shoot. Well, cards were not in our favor. No, that's GG's right there. There's no way out. Ah! Hi. No, there's literally no move there. That was resign. There was nothing to do differently there. No, now we need to get some work done. No, Willow. You were just citationing me. We're making the thing. Now you're sucked into the game. I get it. It's very much a slot machine because, like, you can make good decisions, but you really need to get the right cards to get a reasonable build going. And a lot of them just don't seem viable unless you get all the cards you need and in the right volumes. Lilat Wars. What are we doing tonight? Star Fox? Let me check my list of things. We need... Right, we were going to work on more modules, like more attacks that Dabble can have and unlock as the game goes on. Also, more items would be good. We got our tennis ball. We got our scarecrow, honeycomb, strawberry. Some low-level status effect item would be nice. Rail shoot? Yeah, you know what? It kind of is. It kind of is a rail shooter. I never thought of it that way. I really just considered it always like, oh, it's a Star Fox-like. That's it. Hey, Winter Beast. Star Fox is a rail shooter. The big three of N64 games. Well, let's see here. Mario 64, Ocarina of Time, and Mischief Makers. Should play Paper Mario. I've done at least 2 playthroughs on this channel of Thousand Year Door specifically. I've not done a playthrough of Paper Mario 64. I have only played through Paper Mario 64 one time, start to finish. Thousand Year Door 10 times, maybe? What was my first message in Will? I think it was something like, I solemnly swear not to backseat this run through. And then I immediately followed up with, but, yeah, there you go. But your stream category is wrong. I mean, okay. However, I don't know if it's the ROM or what, but it's busted. I don't know if it just doesn't run right on RetroArch or something, but it's very wrong. Like, the graphical glitches are like, I guess that's expected on some N64 games. Well, it wasn't a problem with your controller, I don't think, because it worked in the pause menu. That tells me it's something wrong with how the software is running. Because your controller was working fine in the pause menu, and then as soon as you unpause, your controller did not let you move. Except if you use the D-pad, which is weird. Or control stick. I don't remember which one was giving you trouble. But additionally, it wouldn't let you select an item in the pause menu. And that's like a major mechanic in those games is, yeah, between battles, you can use items to heal up and kind of manage your resources and stuff. It's a good thing that they let you do. Okay. An attack, an item. I think what I want to do first is a status effect thing. Very good, very good. So let's go to item directory. I guess we need moves directory too. Battle moves. Secret cat. I'm really surprised that the secret cat has not cropped up because it's not that. I think it was like 0.1%, which is not crazy unlikely. That should mean that after 1,000 runs, you would reasonably expect it to pan out. But no. Oh, I did the math on that one time, and there was like a telescoping function, it turned out. But like, the idea is like, okay, if you do a 50-50 2 times, then it has a 75% chance to come up at least once. If you do a 33% chance 3 times, then it's like, well, how much would it be? And it would be 8/27ths of failure, or 19 out of 27, which comes up to 70% chance. So it's like, oh, it's getting better. And then it continues getting closer and closer to something. And it involves the constant E. You guys know E. You remember E. 2.71828182845904523. That age-old constant that keeps showing up in limits. But it was like 1 over E or something. I don't remember exactly what it wound up being. But it was like, yeah, the limit involved E somehow, because of course it did. So like if you had a 1 in 1,000 chance and you tried it 1,000 times, the chance of it coming up was like 70-something%-ish. I don't know, somewhere in there. A pretty decent chance, but it never gets higher than that. Okay, battle move. Okay, use healing item, that makes sense. Where's the secret cat then? Where indeed? Yeah, that's it. It calls into question the random seed such and such that I'm using in .NET. That it never comes up. At this point, I kind of hope it just doesn't, because that'll just ruin everything. Temp status effect. Use temp status effect item. And it'll be basically this. Torsion targets. And we'll do sprite holder. Status effect. Here we go. We do need to work on the status effect coin flip. We need to do resistances at some point. I don't think resistances will come up in Chapter 1, but maybe. It would be nice to have them built into the system already. Does poison even work? I don't know. I don't know if poison even works. Actions dot append. This one. Source. No, I wanted to put it on the targets. How does Q status effect flip work when we have multiples? Let's go into battle actions and find out. Ah, we get a specific unit. That's tricky. Right, and then we bake result. Okay. I remember this was a little bit interesting because I had to go ahead and have the result figured out in advance for reasons. Instance. I have no idea where. Is this bake result? Oh, it goes ahead and gets the coin ready to flip to where it needs to be. Oh yeah, it has a different animation for heads or tails, but I wanted it to start at the same facing so that you wouldn't know which one it was going to land on based on how I started it. But I didn't want to actually wait until it landed to call back It was simpler just to say, okay, determine here. You know, hey, I'm doing three coins. Please generate a result and give that to me so I can go ahead and pass that onto the action queue. And then independently, the coins would then flip to whatever they had predetermined they were going to roll on. Okay, I remember that. I remember that now. Ah, but if there's more than one target, we have a problem. Yeah, this expects a single target. So I guess Q status effect. Does that return instantly? It does. So you can queue them up right away. Yeah, you could queue that up and then a wait. Where's a wait? Here we go. So that it doesn't all happen at the same time. So you would do this for each target. Is you would append prepare coins for them and then wait. Yeah. And the flip, that's what's going to measure the resistance and all that. Hi, turtle. Oh, the Witch King. Oh, it's a tough one. Congrats on getting through that. That's for sure. All right, item directory. We're going to have a temp status effect. I think you'll find that my Dobson exemption forms are all up to speed. Icons. Use icon. That one. 29. Combat action is use temp status effect dot action. There we go. That's it. Add that onto our inventory. I still need to look at game over and get music added. I've got the music now. I just need to get it done. Just need to get the music added in. All right, let's go see what happens when we go into battle. Probably. Snails. All right, let's use our temp status effect. Boom, it immediately failed. Append array. And then you have to make that an array. So I'm not appending a single item anymore. I'm appending an array. Love us some snails. Yay, snails. You always get 1 XP. There's never anything more. You can check your XP, I'm pretty sure. Well, they got poisoned, but it got a little bit busy with all these enemies so close together. Yes, Willow, what's your question? Maybe I should stack them vertically instead of horizontally. How do you add the music if everything is 1s and 0s? We don't have to care that it's 1s and 0s. How do you drive a car when it's all pistons pushing gases really hard? How do you do that, Willow? You don't. there is controls in front of you between you and the engine, and that's what does it. So you have these user-friendly buttons and dials and steering wheel, and that's all you have to know about is these very simple things. And yes, those do control the engine in intricate ways, but you never have to know about what the engine is doing. New button. Hi, GQ. It's always snails. It was his game. Can we talk about his game? Okay. This is probably too complex as it is, isn't it? Oh, that one has a shadow, but that one doesn't have a shadow. That's the problem. A top-tier goose face? Oh my gosh. Let's see this goose. That's a good goose. Oh, that's a good goose. Premium goose. Super Mario RPG. Alright. Alright, this is tricky. This is tricky. There's a lot of numbers, I'm realizing. And I want there to be numbers. Okay, so notice the difference between this and this. You got the Roman numeral 2 next to this, but just a poison icon next to this, and then a number, Arabic numeral 2 next to both of them. It's very confusing. And I wonder if there's a better way to represent it. But I'm not sure if there is or not. So the idea is that status effects have a potency and a duration. The Roman numeral represents how strong the effect is. Like for poison, how much damage it's going to do per turn. And then the little number next to it is how many turns are left on it. How do you get both of those to smoothly display both of those pieces of information in a way that's fairly obvious? Maybe a little, like, stopwatch icon with a 2 in it. I have considered that, and I've seen some games do that very, very well, and it's really cool. Dicey Dungeons does poison that way. The number of turns and the damage are always the same. And I like that. But then you get into tricky scenarios where poison stacks hard. Like, if you can just keep the poison on, like, you can get up to, like, 10 poison. It's like, oh, well, that just kills everything in 3 turns. Like, you would just chew through bosses with poison. And honestly, that's an extremely good strategy in Dicey Dungeons if you can get a good build for it. The coin flips. Let's see the coin flip again. Let's see the coin flip again. Actually, if I had less snails on the field, this might make more sense. Let's have less snails on the field. Can we get some of the snails off of the field, please? Add more snails. You know what? You might be onto something. You might be onto something. More snails. How many snails can the engine handle? I mean, they'll just start going off the side of the screen. All right. So check it out. When you use a status effect, when a status effect gets inflicted, the way it happens is coin flips. So this test item we're using is 3 coins of poison for 2 turns. So 3 coins of poison is like that. So we got 1 heads and 2 tails, which means you only get 1 poison damage for the next 2 turns. Reasonable. You cannot overwrite the number of turns. You can't stack the number of turns, but if I subsequently try another poison move and it deals potency 2, it will remove the potency 1. It'll always let you do higher, but not lower. But the duration, it's going to take whichever one is from the higher potency. So if for whatever reason you had like, oh, here's a move that does 1 poison for 5 turns, and here's a move that does 2 poison for 1 turn, after that, you're just going to get 2 poison for 1 turn. Hopefully that's not going to come up, but we'll see. Usually, if you have access to a status effect, the number of turns is going to be pretty well set in stone. The only thing that changes typically is going to be the potency of it. All right. So I think, first of all, we want the coin flips to happen above the enemies. Potables and potpourri. So let's take this status effect. And let's take a little gander at it. Is that it? Is that it? I don't see it. What am I looking at? What am I looking at? Something gets added to this, doesn't it? Yes, indeedy. A coin scene. Okay. This scene right here. Ah, that's a single coin. Oh, yep. I can see it. And now, the icon that shows up depends on the status effect that's being flipped for. So it could be poison, sleep, whatever. Typically, you're not going to have to flip for positive status effects, only negative status effects. Status effects that have a chance of being resisted. Not you. You get you out of here. Okay, so status flip, the container for this, positions it at this node here, but then off to the right somehow. Position, here we go. Vector 3 dot right. So what if we went vector 3 dot up? Is this enough room to stack coins? Oh, see, he got the triple tails, so he got no poison on that one. Heartbreaking. Okay, that's something at least. Coin instance dot position. Let's start it like 1.5 up. See if that's enough room. And then we can add a bajillion snails again. Hey, Slav. Okay, that was too high. Just one up. Actually, just half of one up is probably fine. All right, add more snails. Give me the snails back. Give me 5 snails. Give me 5 snails for $1, you'd say. All right, status effect on all 5 of you, go. Okay, that's something. I don't know if it should happen as swiftly. Do you guys actually die from poison? Oh. Oh. Expected 3 arguments for Q hurt actions. Really? Is that so? Unit source damage instance. Yeah. Yeah. Unit no source. Do we need a source? Took the whole game with them, that's true. I guess source is null because you can't reflect it. The source is the poison. That's a weird one. So I'm going to say null source. I don't remember why we need the source for Q hurt actions. Does anything use that? Get final damage amount. Okay, get final damage amount does use it. So we need to make sure we handle... we do handle a null source. Good. Right, because... damage increases if the source unit has strength bonuses. All right. Item directory. No. Battle actions. Status effect. Q status effect flip. Let's make it a little bit more of a wait between each one. Let's give it some time. Throw some more bodies at this. Everybody get in here. Yeah, come on in. Bring the lizards in. Get them on a Zoom call. Ooh, see, this one got 3 damage. So he's super dead. Go. And now if I just block. Oh. There we go. And now the poison will do him in. See, it's very effective if you have a super powerful item. Okay, the poison actually works. Incredibly. More lizards. More lizards. Get the lizards in here. 300 lizards. Coin flip does need a noise. Let's get free sounds going here. Oh, heck yeah. Here come more lizards. Coin flip. CC0. Let's listen to some sounds. Not bad. How about this one? Eh. What we got? Can't even hear it. Eh. Counting coins. Okay. These are okay. Oh my gosh, more lizards. That one's okay. A little sharp on the... No, come on. That's not what I asked for. That's not a coin flip. Like a coin spin at best. I would like a little wobble, but I'm okay if we just get the front end of the flip. That feels so quiet. What was this first one we listened to? That feels pretty good. I think we're going with that one. Download sound. Get up, Audacity. Come on, Audacity. Get out here. Well, it doesn't really fit the animation that much. I want this to kind of... Let's try slowing this down a bit. Okay, that gives us a little more to work with, and then we can do a fade out at the end. A long fade out. Hi, Day. I think what we'll do is we'll take this and we will randomize the pitch a little bit for each coin flip. So I'm going to amplify this ever so slightly. Maybe that was too much. That'll work. Export as MP3. Coin flip. Wait. What did I just see there? Right. I saw a sound effect called coin, and I was like, have I already done this? But no, that's for collecting a coin. It's very different, you see. Coin flip. Completely different. Now we're gonna put that on this scene here. We need to make a new audio stream player. Not 2D or 3D, just blank. We're not doing any kind of left-right balance with this. And we're gonna play this as part of this function right here. Timer. Connect, drop, dot, by. What? What is this? Oh, play done. Right, that's when it zips away. Yeah, because we're assuming each coin is going to take a certain amount of time. Yeah, I/4. So let's do... Let's just play it here, I guess. Let's just see. Just play it here. See what happens. I want to hear... Have I got a map of the game world? Like, just a little diagram? Probably. Let's see what I can find. That seemed alright. That seemed alright. I see a mock-up of the cave, a mock-up of the area outside the cave. Surely we had a map of the whole... Well, maybe this. Let's see if this is anything. Since each little zone is its own separate scene, they're not really stitched together in any meaningful way. They are distinct regions of the world that... yeah, that's kind of the idea. That's a bit of an early copy of Chapter 1. It's a little bit rough around the edges, but we mostly stuck to this plan. It doesn't include the actual dungeon or anything. Don't know if there was anything else. Yeah, that was pretty much it. Okay, so that works on the sound. Let's change the pitch of each one as it goes. So let's take audio stream player dot pitch scale, and there's a function we can use with roots. Here we go. I wrote this once, and I'm just going to reuse it. Half step shift. Wait, what does this give me? What is this? A random... Oh. Ah, and then you do modulo. That makes sense. Okay, give me 5. Okay, and this... Hopefully, this just makes it so the sound is not super repetitive when it gets played a lot. That's really good. That's really good. I like it. Yeah. Should we try and get sleep status effect working? Because currently, it does not work. The Digital Deluxe Edition, Nintendo Switch 2 Edition plus Jamboree TV. Oh, you'll just have to see it to believe it. Okay, so obviously that's poison. What about sleep? What about sleep? Does sleep exist yet? I don't think sleep exists yet. We need to make sleep. Why the heck do I have a temp status effect? We don't need that. Get that out of here. All right. Sleep. It's called sleep. It is index 1. Boom, 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 boom. Boom, 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 boom. I could do a drop shadow on the little icons if we wanted to. That might be nice. Asleep. I haven't made the descriptions show up, but there's going to be a little subtitle when the player or partner is hit with one of those status effects. All right, on turn start, you just lose your action, I guess. On turn start gets called here. on tick, and tick gets called here on tick status effects, and tick status effects gets called here right before the player's... Oh. Right. Before player side turns, but after... Ugh. Let me think about this. Where do I want the logic to live for your turn getting skipped when you're asleep? It can either happen in refresh move count. I can check to see, hey, is this unit asleep? If so, they do not get any actions this turn. Or it can happen after refresh move count. And I can say, well, now that we've refreshed move count, now let's tick the status effects. But I kind of don't want the status effects to tick when the battle begins, because what if you have like some kind of module that starts you out with 3 turns of something? Well, then you should have it when you start, and it shouldn't tick down until your turn loops back around. I guess it should be here. Is unit asleep? Is unit dot status effects dot any... Okay, so that's a status effect instance. Effect. We're looking for a status effect. Such that the effect is sleep. Effect equals status effect directory dot sleep, and the potency is greater than 0, and the remaining duration of that status effect, remaining duration, is greater than 0. If we have such a status effect in our list of status effects, then the unit is asleep, and therefore they do not receive a turn. And so that means that the status effect itself of sleep will not have any thing that happens here on turn start, or on apply, or on end, I guess. There's no special code that needs to happen. Oh, I guess, no, we do need to do the sleepy animation. Where does poison happen? Here is where poison is supposed to happen. Is that happening, though? When we poisoned those snails, were they doing the tired animation? They don't have a tired animation, so I guess not. Huh. Whoops. Well, that's good to know. Well, do they have a sleeping animation? They don't even have a sleeping animation. What am I doing with these guys? All right, bring out the pigs. Bring me the pigs. What was I thinking? 5 snails. All right. Temp move. Make it poison again. Let's check to make sure that much is working. If this looks good, then we will move on to making sure sleep works. Oh, yeah. See, those are some poisoned pigs right there. Oh, this one's in bad shape. 3 poison every turn. All right, so that's good. And the fact that it's delayed means that their animations are not perfectly happening at the exact same time, which is good. All right, so now let's try sleep. Does sleep work? Right now, sleep, I don't know what will happen with sleep. I think sleep might need a tweak in its logic. Like, what does it mean to have a sleep of level 2 versus level 1? Shouldn't it just be the duration? There we go. 3 sleeping pigs. Yeah, see, the duration expired, or the duration went down. And presumably it's gonna do that one more time. No, they got a chance to go. They only missed 1 turn. How did that happen? How did that happen? How did that happen? Let's look at the events. So the order of operations is right here, player side turn. We hit him with 2 turns of sleep. But they immediately tick status effect. Oh, that's tricky. Shouldn't happen that way. Oh, that is tricky. Okay, so it's... Okay, I think I'm seeing something here. There should be some things that tick after. Some status effects will tick after. Some status effects will tick before the turn. Like poison. You should take the poison damage at the start of your turn. But sleep should tick after your turn. Like, say... Oh. I have to keep in mind that there's the possibility of self-inflicted status effects, and they should work the same way. So let's say you inflict poison on yourself. It doesn't tick at the end of your turn. It waits until it comes back around, and then it ticks, which should do the on-turn start effect of poison. but sleep should tick at the end of your turn. So what if you inflicted on yourself 1 turn of sleep during you do that during your turn, and then your turn ends, and now it's immediately gone, right? So it's like 1 turn of sleep is nothing if you inflict it on yourself. But if the enemy inflicts it, then that's what. It should happen when you are receiving your turn count, like when we're refreshing move count. That's when it should happen. Whenever we're refreshing move count is when you should tick the status effect. But it should happen. You should refresh move count and then tick the status effect. Yeah, I think that's the problem here, is we need to tick status effects after move count is refreshed. I'm a little bit worried about what that does to putting status effect way back here at the top. Unless I say that refreshing move count for players happens at the end of the turn order, and when we initialize turn, I assume that's the only place where we initialize turn. Yeah. When we do that, we also do 1 extra of that here. Bonus refresh here to avoid ticking status effects before combat begins. And then a little note here. Status effect tick should happen after refreshing move counts, so that sleep is still in effect when each side's turn starts. I think that makes sense. Okay, so now let's pull that sleep back out after poison. Okay, poison trumps regular tired, and then sleep. I think we can do effect equals status effect directory dot sleep. I think that works. Reset animation is sleep and no tinting. Leave them as regular color. All right, let's try it. Can we make the pigs fall asleep? At varying degrees of sleepiness. All right, so use an item, status effect, go. Hey, we got it. Okay, I think I know what deeper sleep is. Maybe. Here's my idea. Deep sleep, when you have higher potency sleep, that means that you will stay asleep for 1 attack. Now we are paper robot. Yes, that is correct. Okay, I think that's a good way to do it. So the turn duration is the natural amount of time it will take to wake up, but if an enemy is sleeping and you hit them, they will immediately wake up, but when you're in level 2 sleep, you hit them, and they just reduce their level of sleep by 1. So you actually get a free shot on a sleeping enemy if they're in a deep sleep. That's a fun mechanic. And maybe you can have a some kind of special attack that circumvents that check completely. For instance, like a bad dream move that it damages the enemy, but it doesn't affect their current sleep. I don't know. That's maybe a little bit much. That seems like it could be very, very powerful. Of just like knock all the enemies to sleep and then just wail on them forever for free. Oh, sleepy piggies. Okay, yeah, the drop shadow is not showing up unless status effect card. Yeah, so on this there are 2 different bubble. Yeah, sure enough. Shadow the Hedgehog? Shadow offset 3, 3, 10. And then on this one, shadow offset 3, 3, 10. And that way, well, I thought that's all I needed. Oh, and I guess I need to turn this on too. Yeah, there we go. Now we got it. Now we have the subtle drop shadow, which isn't... I still don't know if that's what I want it to be. What is the maximum status effect duration that this game is going to have? Like, realistically, is there a way that we can have something graphically depicted? Like, maybe a little stopwatch with the number in it makes it more clear, like, okay, and there's a second number that represents how long this is going to last. That might be a decent idea. And I think we could get away with adding that pretty easily. And I think we can get away with just moving it to the left side so that we don't have to... I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. Yeah, let's get out Grita and update our status effect card a little bit to have a more clear explanation of what is happening. Yeah, I think just a little stopwatch around the number is all we need. So this one doesn't really have any room on it. Yeah, we can just keep going. Just keep squeezing things in here. Oops, I made it purple. I made it purple. We're not even using most of these. I was just like drawing a bunch. Like, oh, we'll probably need one of these and probably need something like this. Thinking what we do is we have like a little stopwatch. What color? Is the outside of it? Maybe this is our color. Oh wait, and I was using one of these alternate brushes. Probably this one. Get kind of a sketchy look. All right, so just for comparison here, this is what this looks like in here, and then we want to add off to the side. All right, hold on, I need more room. All right, off to the side here. Something kind of like that. I don't know, not sure. Definitely has this sort of except then I need like a little bit of a drop shadow going on. Like this. So that it can appear behind it. Actually, speaking of, does the status effect container have a drop shadow? It does not. Huh. Maybe it needs one. I mean, I guess I can add one in engine. Might be nice. Might be nice. So where does the number go? Left side or right side? If I do it on the left side, then suddenly part of this got a lot easier because then I don't need to have multiple thingaboppers. You know, thingaboppers. That looks pretty good. Yeah. Down with that. Let's leave it like that then. Put this back up. Oops, did I move all of this? Cool. All right, copy that, and then undo everything, and then paste. It's a little big. Let's resize our canvas. Let's add a little bit of extra room here. Maybe we go like kind of in the middle. There we go. And leave room for lots of extra little status icons right here. All right. Love it. Save it. Pull it back in here as status effects. There it is. Perfect. Let's paper robot it up. So in our bubble... Yeah, see, this is a little bit of an issue, isn't it? Do we want to show the label if... That's tricky. Okay, duplicate this as timer icon. And then update the region. Y is 500? Is that right? 500, yes. 500. but 200, 200. Okay, hide this. Put it behind. Oh, the bubble is the container. So it needs to be Z-indexed back a little bit. And then what if, just stick this right over here. That looks awful against that, doesn't it? What color? Thought the shadow would help, but not so much. Oh, actually, what if we just go black color and no shadow? Well, the shadow might be good if we go with a lower opacity. And no outline. That looks all right. And now we can get rid of this and have these in the same place here. More or less. Okay. And maybe I just kind of... No, that's not how to do it. Now we need to go back to the status effect container. No, status effect card. Code. Timer icon 1. Timer icon 2. Label 1. Two. I don't like that there's 2 of these, honestly. We can get rid of it. We can get rid of it, right? The bubble itself is not. Yeah, we can get rid of the timer icon and the label by just moving them out. Whoa. That's not what I expected to happen. At all. What's going on in Bubble? Does it have a weird transform? It does, 0.3 scale. Didn't expect that. Duration. We can just keep that 0.3 scale. Move timer icon and label into that. Boom. And now these don't need timer icon and label at all. They can be in one nice, neat location. So timer icon is gone. Label is gone. Now there's just a single one that gets updated, which is probably going to be much better overall. Okay, does it work? Do we have a prettier duration label for our status effects? It's okay. It's a little bit, looking at it now, it's a little bit harsh, the font color. But now we only have to change it in one place. Hooray! So let's make it a little bit more gray. Is there some way we can easily give this like a drop shadow for the icon? Let me see here. Icon is pretty much in the same place for both of these. So I think we can make this happen. Move icon out and get rid of this icon entirely. So now we have one icon, which means that this is going to break some things. There's no more icon 1 and icon 2. It's just icon. There we go. But now we are going to make an icon 2 with a by doing a little backdrop business here. Icon back, which we can do by doing modulation. Make it dark and lower opacity. Yep, there it is. And then move it, yeah, like that. Just a little bit over. Just to make it pop a little bit. I like that. And so now we have icon back. Which is going to duplicate the icon of the regular one. All right, give me some status effects. All right, that at least makes the Z's pop a little bit more. I think that was the big issue, is they're not super visible, but we do need to keep them kind of small. This little guy somehow avoided the whole thing. All right, so the next step for sleep. Okay, so these guys got 2 rounds of sleep. Presumably, that means that now they have 1 round of sleep left. And now if we wait again, they shouldn't attack this turn. But they do wake up. They did not wake up. Great. They're sleepwalking. All right, well, that's silly. Reset animation. Should be idle. Ah, they have a status effect that is sleep. But, okay, I think what would be really nice is if we had a function on can you have a, let's see here. Godot, class name, function, like a function in a class. Let's see here. I mostly just want class name example. Am I using this elsewhere anywhere that I can? Well, that's some add-ons. Which should give me an example. Yeah, there are functions. Yeah, that should work. That should work. So we should be able to have a function on battle units called as status effect. Pass in an effect type. From status effect directory. So I think the problem here is that we have the status effect. All right, so let's find all this. We have the status effect, but it has a potency of 0, or a remaining turn of 0. So we'll say effect. So unit.has status effect. This is much, much better. Oh yeah, that looks great. Okay, and then in Battle Manager, where we're doing this nonsense, we can just say unit dot has status effect sleep, or it has status effect poison. All right, does this work? Do they wake up? I need them to wake up. It is very silly when they don't. Okay, 2 turns. One of them's a heavy sleeper. All right, they wake up. No, they're still asleep. Let's check here. Battle Manager. Units. Enemy side units. Pig. Status effects. Is empty. So update actor is not getting called, maybe? When is this supposed to get called? Oh, actually, it's supposed to get called. Well, okay, right here. And after you tick a status effect. And also at the start, that makes sense. Also, when the turn starts. Oh. Do this. Why are my pigs sleepwalking? That's really what we're after right now. Why are my pigs sleepwalking? Okay. Everybody's awake. Good. Boom. True, true, true. False, false. True. True, true, true. It switched sides. Then we got false, false. But then this one finally finished flipping and was true. Okay. False, false, true, true, true. False, true. All false now. We got 5 falses there. I don't know what else is logging a true right now. Who else is... Oh, this right here. That's logging a true. Get rid of that. Get rid of that. I've been leaving prints everywhere. Okay, that should be fine. Okay. All right, so it's coming back as not asleep. So what does that mean? Oh, you know what? It's, yes. The reset animation changes to idle, but it is still in the sleep animation. So, how do I tell it get out of the sleep animation? Could just tell it to play the regular idle animation. Would that be wrong to do? Does a status effect have a There's mask. Is there anywhere else on here to tell it to change animation? There's, oh, well, no, there is this. Battle action change animation. I could just tell it at the end of this, change to whatever your reset animation is. Is that gonna, let's see if that makes things really awkward and weird. Pigs. Block. Block. Yay, they woke up. All right, there. That seems fine. Probably something. Doing this to snap units out of sleep animation when sleep ends. There's probably something that's going to screw up. I don't know what. We'll see. I'm sure it's going to be fine. Okay, the next piece of sleep we need is sleep needs to be affected by an entity taking damage. Like a whole instance of damage. Like, let's say you are hit by an attack that hits you multiple times, like for a little damage each time, like 1, 1, 1 for 3 damage total. That should count as a single attack's worth of damage, and therefore should only decrease your sleep potency by 1. And I think we do have somewhere where we are checking for a single instance, and it's diminishing. Because diminishing damage causes subsequent hits to be reduced by 1 for that particular turn on that particular unit. So how are we doing diminishing damage? Aha, diminishing damage list. Keep track of which units have been damaged by diminishing hits and how many times. Ah, so we only keep track of it if it's diminishing. I would love to keep track of it regardless. So we keep track of the diminishing damage list right here. And I'm gonna guess somewhere, yeah, we reset it during player side turns and enemy side. Yeah, and okay. So when player's turns begins, player side turns. Yeah, when a player's turn begins, we reset that list, and when an enemy's turn begins, we reset that list. And it just keeps track of how many times an entity has been hit by damage that turn. So maybe we should call this, instead of diminishing damage list, let's call it turn damage list? Action damage list? What is a turn? Yeah, let's call it turn damage list. Replace with turn damage list. Make sure we're not going to mess anything up. Looks good. Reload. Yep, now it's the turn damage list. Now we need to actually set it up so that it appends regardless. There we go. Now what do we actually append? Turn damage list. We're appending the unit. Is that what I want? Does that make sense to do? Count number of that value. Why would I keep track? That particular unit and not just say give me the size of the list, because the list should reset every time that player has a new chance to do something. So I think we can just do size of that list, and we may consider instead appending the instance of the damage, because that might be useful information for something. For instance, keeping track of how much damage a single batch of attacks did, for the purposes of like a module that activates if you do over a certain amount of damage in one action, or like an achievement. An achievement that's like, all right, if you can land 100 damage in one action, which likely is going to be one of those, like, you buff up one unit ridiculously high, and then they hit like 6 times in a row, but for like 16, 17 damage each. That would be good. That would feel very impactful. That is the sort of thing we should have an achievement for. At some point, we probably are going to have to do achievements. Okay. So now we can keep track of turn damage list size. Oh, wait. Oh, no, 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 no. Turn damage list. No, single enemy turn. Single enemy turn. Okay, that's good. That's good. So after an action is taken, because let's say someone on our team has a level 2 sleep and 2 different enemies attack them, they should be completely woken up. So after each turn, I want to immediately check and reduce sleep. Oh, I need to know who's been hit. I need to know who's been hit by this. And damage instance does not include that. I need unit, source, and damage instance. Ooh. All right, so append a complex object here. Unit, source, damage instance, Okay, so we're including all the information about that particular instance of damage. And then we will check to see, hey, did any of these include a sleeping unit? If so, that unit needs to have its sleep value reduced by 1. When do I check that? It should be at the end of the damage being dealt. Now, what if you're hit by poison? What if you are both poisoned and asleep? Boy, that does, that's gonna happen. Somebody's gonna do some weird, like, oh, how many status effects can I stack in this game kind of thing. And, I need to handle that. Does poison wake you up? Is it special? Is it special that it doesn't wake you up? Like, I could have... The damage instance can have flags on it. We've done things like ignoring the source's strength, because, like, if you use an item, it doesn't care if you've got, like, extra strength on your character. The item just does a set amount of damage. Ignore or don't ignore enemy defense. That's another important one. We could have a flag for doesn't disturb sleep. Oh, my playlist. That makes sense. And so poison can have its own special damage instance flag that says, hey, this type of damage doesn't wake you up. Oh, that would suck. To be both poisoned and asleep, but someone's gonna find a way to do it. So yeah, I guess we have not after enemy side turns, but after each individual turn. What about after a player's turn? What do we have there? We have player action menu, and then we wait for player action menu to complete. Where do we have that? Battle menus is when you actually make your choice on what to do. I could listen for on battle action. But that's going to happen as the action begins, not as it wraps up. So it's almost like I want to run it... When do I want to run it? I want to run it when everything clears out of the event queue and the action... Or when everything's cleared out of the action queue. So, right here, in between every step, I want it to be able to check, I guess. But this does mean that it'll occasionally be jumping back into an existing thing. Actually, maybe that's a good place to handle... maybe that's a good place to handle the emptying of the list, wherever we had that. Where do we handle the diminishing damage list? Here we go, turn damage list. Maybe that would be a good place to do that. Between events. Except it's not even between events, because player side turns, it's between everything. Which is maybe an ugly place to put it. But I do want it to be... I guess I could just have a special function for before any turn. On before any turn. And that will be before the player takes a turn. And before a single enemy takes a turn. Yeah, let's do that. Let's do that. And that's where we're gonna put the check. Before we empty out the turn damage list, check if damage was done to a sleeping unit. Empty damage list from previous turn. Okay, so let's do this. We need to look through both sides, player side and enemy side, all units. Or, better yet, we just look at the units that are in the list of damaged units. Because I think... Yeah, it's a specific unit. Does Godot have a unique or arrays? Let's find out. Does it have like a distinct, unique? Ooh, that doesn't sound good. Nope, no good. So I will have to just manually iterate them. Okay, we'll need a utility function. So we're gonna have our return array. And then for element in our main array, if ret.has, if it doesn't have the element, then ret.append the element, and then at the end return the. That's it. So there's our function to get a distinct array. So in battle, let's see. Damaged units equals distinct array of turn damage list dot map turn a dot unit. Utility dot distinct array. All right, that should give us a unique list of damaged units. So if the same entity was damaged multiple times in that one round, then we should be okay. Now, that said, we also only want to filter this. We want to filter this list to cases where now return true. We want to look at the damage instance, and we want to see, does it wake? Causes wake up. So that's going to be the default state is yes, it does cause wake up. What should we call this property? I'd rather have it be an inverted, like true if it can successfully strike a sleeping enemy stealthily. I don't know if stealthy is the right thing. Gentle. Maybe stealthy is the way to do it. So let's add that to our notes, our battle notes, as a new property. Stealthy. Damage does not wake target if the target is asleep. All right, so we're looking for any instances of damage that can cause a wake up. Oh, and the default value of damage instance stealthy is by default false. So then for each damage instance that can cause wake up, find the unit that was damaged by it, get a distinct list of those units, and then for each of those units, reduce their sleep potency by 1. Ooh. Not the number of turns. Those are two separate things. And so there's an advantage to creating deep sleep in that you can actually damage the enemy without waking them. I think it's a good system. Now, I definitely need to have some kind of repository of information in the game somewhere where you can learn all these different things about different status effects. if there's enough interesting status effects, then maybe even like not just like a generic like here's a library of information about things in the game and occasional bits of lore, but maybe a dedicated side quest all about the different status effects that rewards you with like little treasures that give you resistance to specific status effects. And I've already talked a little bit about how the status effect resistance is going to work. I think it's an interesting system that's much more intuitive, I suppose, than percentage-based stuff. It's like, oh, it's 47% resistant to poisons. Great, cool. How am I supposed to keep up with that? Do I have to keep a notebook of this for this children's video game? What? It's not really I mean, I want it to be viable as a children's video game. It's not just directly for children, but it should have that vibe of the same sort of family friendliness that Thousand Year Door had, where it's like, yes, there's a noose in the middle of town, but it's rated E. Yeah. We're not actively hanging anyone from the noose in the middle of town. The gallows, just for flavor. Aesthetic gallows. It's like every RPG, main town has a big fountain in the middle, and then Thousand Year Door is like, no, here's a noose. It's like, all right. Cool. I like it. How do I reduce the potency? Needs to be in here. I need to find the status effect instance and then reduce the potency. If I have a 0 potency though, where does that enter in? Okay, so that's the directory, that's the card. Oh, we need this to be fixed, I think. Because now we have unit dot has status effect, which is much simpler. Yeah, that's so much nicer. There we go. The effect.potency. Okay, so I need to have some kind of thing similar to has status effect, but it is more of a reduce potency of the effect. Let's call it decrement potency. Effect equals, oh wait, no. Existing effect equals existing effects. If existing effects dot size greater than 0, then we have one. So now we have the actual effect instance, and now we can take that potency and subtract 1, unless the potency is already 0. So we need a positive potency, and then we can reduce it by 1. Decrement potency of the effect. So now instead of this mess here, we can instead have unit dot decrement potency of revive. And for sleepiness. Oops. Oh dear. For sleepiness, damage unit, decrement potency of sleep. Is that going to work? Let's find out. And then we need to make a change to how poison damages things to make it stealthy, so that you can take damage from poison without waking up. Okay. Good. Now if I attack this guy, his potency should drop to 1. I shouldn't have attacked him so hard. What do we got going on here? Right? Yep. Yep. He is in fact dead. So that's a good point. Can't access damage instance on a base of dictionary. Turn damage list as a dictionary now? What? No. Append turn damage list. Turn damage list gets appended this value here, which is a dictionary. Maybe I need to get damage instance because it's a dictionary. Get damage instance, and then within that get stealthy. That does make sense. That said, these units need to actually still exist, and they might not, and I guess that's fine. Do it again, but this time don't just kill him. Leave him alive. I need to check to see if he's actually waking up or not. In fact, let's have Pat. Okay, so this one is barely asleep. So if I just give him a little tap, non-existent function. We got nothing here? Okay, what is our value A here? It just has amount 0 as the damage instance. Oh, I see. I see what's going on here. I don't love it, but I get it. Alright, I guess that's what we need here. I'm just so used to JavaScript, I'm sorry. Alright, just give him a little poke. Alright. This guy has a sleep value of 2. Now he has a sleep value of 1. Did this one also change, or did I make that up? Oh wait, no, that was because that was the turn counter changing. Okay, so now if I hit him, no, not, he'll die. Let's hit him. Okay, he is awake now, but it didn't reset his animation. So I need, in Battle Manager, we have this. I need to update actor effect draw of unit. So Battle Manager dot that if he wakes up. Battle Manager, update his draw state of that unit. Okay, but it is correctly decrementing their sleep value. So the idea is they can either wake up by waiting it out or by taking damage. Now the next piece, poison. Poison damage, that ticks down in status effect directory. Poison, yes, okay. So it's flat damage, it's piercing, it's unblockable, and now it's also stealthy. It does not, poison damage does not wake up enemies. How are we gonna test that? How in the world are we gonna test that? I don't even know. I feel good about it though so far. We got a good setup here. This is better. This is much better. I'm tempted to have status effects. This little timer, this little tick-tock timer here. What if it, like, had a little bit of a hue shift when it is almost up. When it's down to 1. Not quite that. Just a little bit of a pink hue just to alert you like, hey, the status effect is almost up. Is that worth having? Or maybe whenever it's about to change, it just pulses a little bit. Every time it changes. Let's add that. That seems useful. Duration pulse. So it is going to be the timer icons self-modulate. Maybe we'll just go purple. There we go. And then we just say, hey, whenever you are setting, oh wait, oh, this is the process. Oh, well, we can watch for the previous timer value. Remaining duration. Previous duration equals -1. And what we'll do is this, and we'll say if these are different and we're not at our placeholder value, then play this little animation. Fun little animation. Brilliant. Oh, what a nice little easy to add feature. We should do a raid. I'm about to go to bed. Oh wow, that guy dodged it entirely. Okay, yeah, that's fine. It's actually, I think we can go more dramatic, more purple. There you go. Have a really nice wham. All right, cool. We redid the status effect card to add this little timer icon instead of just a number hanging out. Made it a little bit cleaner on the layout. Status coins are now positioned vertically instead of horizontally, so they're easier to line up with their associated character. Yeah, I think that's really good. We added sleep, start to finish. Sleep is working now as a status effect. Poison is improved. It's actually working a little bit cleaner. We added some helper functions that are going to help us make status effects a little bit easier to work with, such as has status effect, which is much cleaner than the way we used to be doing it. Jeez. Let's see, status effects. What else did I have? Frozen? Frozen. Sort of an icy frozen. Oh yeah, we added the backdrop drop shadow for the icon to make it read a little bit better. A freeze effect. I mean, obviously that's going to be basically the same as sleep in that it's immobilizing. Except you can hit them, and it damages them when they unfreeze. An amount equal to the potency? Is that the idea? That might be the idea. It could still be that damaging them reduces the potency. And the difference is that if you just let them fall naturally, then the ice shatter deals damage. Maybe. I've seen that that was done in Bug Fables, except for the potency business. So there's some options. Oh, nice. We're actually going to be able to raid into Imp. Let's do that right now. I will be back on Friday, probably. We'll see. This has been fun. Paper Robot. Hopefully we'll have a demo here by the end of the summer. Review video on YouTube showing off some of the other features and places and the game actually being played instead of just me looking at the battle screen's placeholder set over and over again. I probably won't have time to work on it tomorrow very much, maybe a little bit off stream. So mostly we'll just be jumping back in tomorrow, maybe with more status effect stuff and the like. Maybe we'll see if we can actually make some items that make use of it. Would be pretty cool if we could actually put sleep on some enemies or something. That'd be fun. Have a good night, everybody. I will see you next time. Bye.